Today we continue from Nehemiah chapter 4, from verse 7 to 9. And it reads, But when Sanballat, Tobiah, the Arabs, the Ammonites, and the men of Ashdod heard that the repairs to Jerusalem's walls had gone ahead and the gaps were being closed, they were very angry. And I'd like for us to underline in our Bibles that phrase, they were very angry. Verse 8, they all plotted together to come and fight against Jerusalem and stir up trouble against it. And in verse 8, let's underline, they all plotted together. Verse 9, but we prayed to our God and posted a guard day and night to meet the threat. So in verse 9, let's underline, but we prayed to our God. So verse 7, they were very angry. Verse 8, they all plotted together. Verse 9, but we prayed to our God. Sanballat and his counterparts were extremely angry that Nehemiah and his team were rebuilding the wall at Jerusalem. And as we know, anger stirs up strife, and strife breeds war. Clearly, this is a conspiracy to overthrow Nehemiah and his workers and abort their mission. And this is exactly what the enemy is trying to do to each and every one of us. His aim is to abort our mission. He wants to distract us and draw us away from doing the things of God, from focusing on the mission before us, from rebuilding God's wall, the wall of prayer, the wall of praise, the wall of worship, the wall of love, the wall of holiness and righteousness. He will use scare tactics and threats on us to bring discouragement. Why? Because he can see that we want to do the work of the kingdom with all our hearts. But if he can get us to do it half-heartedly, that would be a start for him. Then he can worm his way in to abort what God has called us to do. But let us take a page from Nehemiah's book. We will not give up. We will do the work of the kingdom wholeheartedly. Let's say this again. We will not give up. We will do the work of the kingdom wholeheartedly. Now let's read the underlined part of verse 9. But we prayed to our God. Nehemiah kept the faith. He continued to trust God. If only we could trust God the way that Nehemiah did. They continued to pray and believe that God would do it again. Folks, I encourage you to keep praying, keep trusting, and continue to build up your wall of faith. Let's look closely at the latter part of verse 9, which says, they posted a guard day and night. Nehemiah and his workers realized that faith without works is dead, according to James 2:17. They understood that although they believed God, they still had to do their part. They had to put action together with their faith. So they posted watchmen day and night on every watch to ensure that the enemy did not catch them off guard. Church, this is how God wants us to operate. Always in a state of readiness, weapon in hand and mouth, trusting Him, but doing our part. So be always vigilant, always alert, never let your guard down. Let us keep watch throughout the night and day for our families, our communities, our schools, our businesses, our leaders, and our nation. We are the watchmen. Let us take up our spiritual posts. Let us continue to rebuild the wall. I encourage you to continue to pray. I encourage you to continue to build on your faith and trust God.